Hey guys, Steelman from Present Day Christian here. Today we're going to be introducing ourselves, or myself I should say. So basically, I'm 18 years old, and I've turned to God a lot lately. I've always been a Christian, but lately I've really, I've grown in my faith. I've quit a lot of my bad habits, and I really want to help others do the same, So today we're going to be starting a first lesson, and they're not boring, They're interesting, they're fun, because I'm definitely a person who cannot sit through, a long, boring lesson. But let's get started. So the first one I'm going to be doing is I kind of, titled it, There is a Time for Everything, and this one is about learning from the wisdom of King Solomon. For those of you who don't not know King Solomon, he was pretty much the wisest man on earth and continues to be the wisest man on earth. But he struggled with lots of the same things I do, or did continue to struggle with. But, it's a good story, and let's get into it. So, as the seasons change and as we look to the Bible for wisdom, it makes a lot of sense to look at the writings of the wisest man, King Solomon. And Solomon, for those of you who do not know, was the son of David, and the wisdom was given to him by God. His insights were definitely of divine nature, and if you want to understand more of what God would have us know about life and its purpose, it's a good place to look. One of the major things that King Solomon has taught us is that life definitely does not stay the same. It constantly changes, and if you're in a bad place in your life, rest assured that things will change for the better. But if life is going well right now, also understand that good times don't always last. For an example, Prince, for those of you who do not know, recently died. And, the question I like to ask is, now that he's gone, what do his great accomplishments and money and wealth mean to him now? Whether he's a Christian or not, I don't know, but it's something to think about. So everything on earth is meaningless, is basically the sum of this. King Solomon is saying that everything is meaningless because, although man, loves his work on earth and stresses, and his work on earth is his main focus, in the end, it's not going to matter. He needs to focus on unearthly things. Solomon says that basically, all things that are done under the sun are meaningless. As I've said, it's all about, what is actually important in life and what people get it wrong. Solomon begins to search for something meaningful in life. In Ecclesiastes 2, verses 1 through 10, this is when his search really gets started. King Solomon had anything he could want: women, alcohol, huge farm fields of land, crops, food, cattle, massive house, and of course tons of riches, but it meant nothing to him. And you would expect him to be happy, but let's look at something that he says in Ecclesiastes 2:11. He says, "The problems that keep you up at night are meaningless." Then in Ecclesiastes 2:24 through 26, it says, "Eat, drink, find satisfaction in your work, please God." So, take your task on earth, whether it be a cop, a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever you do not have to be a missionary to glorify God. Use God in whatever profession you have, And as I said, there's a time for everything. In Ecclesiastes 3:1 through 8, it says, "There is a time for everything. Life has different seasons. Whatever the season is in your life, whether it be good or bad, realize that another season awaits you." So yeah, Ecclesiastes is really good on looking at earthly things and taking them out of context. Solomon was also very good at reminding us that death does come to everyone. Don't take life events so seriously, because one day whatever is happening won't matter, because you will be dead. We should definitely evaluate our lives to see, if we could be wasting time in life by chasing things that, really don't matter. Life does go in cycles. Accept the good and the bad. It's all part of life. Don't get used to the current mood in your life, because, it's definitely likely to change soon. While you're on earth, it's good to be happy, to enjoy life, to do good, to find satisfaction in your work, to please God. It's honest, that's what your main focus needs to be on. So for those of you struggling to really find your place, to know what to do in life, Ecclesiastes is a great place to go. So that's all of this lesson. Next lesson will be better. Hopefully I will get better, speaking and all that. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and thank you guys, and God bless.